suggested an even 50% of the country had questions or doubts about the custodians' motives. Crime still existed, and we still fought it, but things had never been more dangerous for custodians. Nearly every custodian who had been spotted in public committing an act of heroism in the last year had disappeared shortly thereafter. Speculation ran rampant about a secret government prison for custodians, while others spoke frantically of an underground network of hidden heroes who were on the run but still doing custodial work. There had been, officially at least, 28 documented custodial acts caught on camera by witnesses, news crews, or DHS agents. Each of the custodians involved in these acts was gone, including one of Bentley's older brothers, Brendan. He was a flyer, and he had swooped in to grab a college girl falling over Niagara Falls. He'd been there vacationing with his wife and kids at the time, but they hadn't seen him since. I tried not to think about it. I had plenty to occupy my mind anyway. Her name was Emmeline. Due to my persistent blindness, I'd seen her face only a handful of times, at events outside of school, but her voice and personality had already won me over. She was a teleporter, like Mom, and also had epilepsy along with a balance disorder. She'd come to Freepoint last year and had taken up residence in my thoughts since pretty much the moment of her arrival, though she'd yet to say more than 3 words to me. I was smitten in a way that I'd never been before. Plenty of my free time ended up being spent thinking about this girl and conversations I would have with her if we were dating. In fact, I decided to spend the remainder of the flight with my eyes closed, pretending to sleep while I daydreamed about a future where Emmeline not only knew I existed, but liked me back. Henry opted to watch the latest giant fighting robots movie. Bentley, as usual, devoted his free time to learning, this time diving deep into an index of superpowers by year, searching for patterns in the appearance and disappearance of certain powers, such as the suddenly now virtually extinct no power zone ability. Everything was going according to plan, and we were an hour away from landing and returning for our sophomore year in Custodian High School, when one of the plane's engines decided to quit working. Henry happened to glance out the window as the incident began to unfold. "That doesn't look good," Henry stated flatly. We all looked. Smoke billowed out of the engine, creating a dark line in the sky behind us as tiny flames flickered about the front of the wing-mounted contraption. "That airplane engine is smoking," Bentley replied, mild concern in his voice. "Relax," I assured them. "Planes have more than one engine." "Ladies and gentlemen," the captain intoned, punctuating my point, "we have lost power in one of our engines, as many of you may have noticed. Please be assured that the plane has a second, fully functioning engine that has more than enough power to get us to our destination." The cabin filled with the murmurs of concerned passengers, while Bentley started doing calculations in his head. "He's right," my friend declared. "We'll be all right as long as the other engine—" The right side engine of the jet exploded in a ball of flame and smoke. "Well, shit," Bentley said at the futility of his calculations. The plane was now coasting. With no functioning engines, it would be forced to coast and float, leaving its landing spot mostly to chance. Would any kind of highway or long paved roadway exist near the stall-out zone to support a gliding landing? "Henry, can you tell me what the pilots are saying?" I urged, tucking my tray table into the upright position and pulling out a custom pair of glasses. "Mayday, Mayday. Patriot Air 902 has lost both engines," Henry repeated. "Going down over northwestern Indiana. Need intel on possible landing sites, over." "Jesus," Bentley breathed. "Is this plane going to crash?" I whisper-yelled. Henry shrugged, but Bentley was more specific. "Statistics suggest that a gliding plane with no engines typically ends up landing in places that aren't airports." Henry and I jerked our heads toward Bentley. "Streets, fields, places like that." I sighed. "Well, we can't let that happen." "We can't do this, Phillip. They're going to know a custodian was on this plane." "Not necessarily. Maybe someone on the ground at the airport did it." I smiled. "They'll arrest